Hello everyone and welcome to a new tutorial on how to make table of contents and page numbering, which could be used for dissertations, articles, novels, theses, and other long documents. So in this video, we are going to learn how to create table of contents in Microsoft Word. And if you are using Google Docs, you could follow along. It's probably almost the same thing. Um, we are going to add page numbering to our documents. You're also going to learn how to format the table of contents for it to make it much better. So without wasting much time, let's dive straight into it. So if you look up your screen, you could clearly see my document is ready, and I guess yours is also ready. So with my document here, I have chapters. So I have chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and so on up to chapter 5. So and every chapter has a title and a subtitle. But first of all, we need to put them into headers. We need to put a chapter 1 into a header, which I'm going to do that with chapter 1. I'm going to put it into heading 1. The first or the major title is also going to be in heading 1, whilst the subtitles and so on will be in chapter heading 2 and 3 onwards. So let's do the modification. So we come to home, then under home you will see styles, and that's where you see heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and so on. So first of all, let's modify heading 1. Come here, right click it, then I choose modify. I choose font family. I'm going to use Times New Roman. The font size, I'm going to maintain at 12. I'm going to make it bold. I'm not going to make it italic. I'm not going to underline it. Then I'm going to choose the font color to be automatic. And when you are done, you can click OK. Then for it to take effect, I'll highlight my chapter and I'll select heading 1. And you could see clearly that chapter 1 has taken effect. So I'm going to do the same thing for my major heading. So I'm going to select this one and I'm going to choose chapter 1, which because I want the chapter 1 and the major heading to be having the same font modifications. So I'm going to select it. Then this is going to be my subtitle. So I'll select this one, and the subtitle, I'm going to put it in heading 2. So let's modify heading 2. So I right click it again, choose modify. Then this one, I'm going to choose the same thing, that's Times New Roman. I'm going to still maintain the font size, which is 12. And I'm going to make it bold. I'm going to make it italic to show some sort of differentiations. So I'm going to make it italic. Then I'm going to maintain the same font color, or for tutorial sake, let's try and change the font color. Let me make it, let's say, brown. So brown will do. Then I'm not going to underline it. I'll use that one for the heading 3. So now we select OK. Then we are done with heading 2. So we can, then we highlight it, then we select heading 2, and you could clearly see that it has taken effect. So you can take a look at, or you can take a look on your left hand side where you see navigations, and you could clearly see that the titles and the chapters are being arranged properly there. If you don't have this bar or this menu bar here, that's the navigation. All that you can do is you come to view. Okay, so you come to view, then under show, you could clearly see navigation pane. Select it if you are not having it, meaning that your one is not checked. Check it and you will see it. When you see it, just click on headings and everything will be arranged properly there. So let's go back to home. So we've done for heading 1 and heading 2. So this is also another subtitle which falls under the chapter 2. Sorry, the heading 2. So this comes under this, while this one comes under this one. So let's make this one heading 3. So we come to heading 3, we modify it, and I'm going to choose the same Times New Roman. Font size is going to be the same. I'm going to make it bold, I'm going to make it italic, I'm going to underline it, and I'm going to choose a different color. This time around, let me choose, let's say, red. And I'm going to say Okay, then I'll highlight it, then I'll select it, and everything is done. Okay, so we are done for chapter 1. So we are going to do the same thing for chapter 2. And please, let's bear in mind that when you are doing your thesis, your articles, your novels, and other dissertations and other things, probably you are not going to be using different colors. If you are doing theses and dissertations, is the best option is to maintain one color. So, but because of differentiation sake in the tutorial, that's why I'm using different colors for you to see how different all these things could be. So let's put that one in our minds. So let's do the same thing for chapter 2. And this time around, I'm not going to modify anything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it. And since I want this one to fall under chapter heading 1, I'm just going to click on heading 1 and it takes effect. This one is going to be under heading 1 likewise. So I'm going to choose heading 1 and it also takes effect. Then this one is another subtitle which is going to fall under heading 2, right? So it's going to be heading 2. Then this one is going to be heading 3. So if you watch again, it's clearly being arranged here. Okay, so now that we are done with the modification of the titles and headers, the next thing we need to do is go ahead and number our pages. So to number the pages, first of all, we need to come to insert. Then you will see header and footer. We select page number. Then we choose whether we want our numbers to be at the top. I'm going to choose bottom page. So in the bottom page, you get a chance to choose whether you want it to be on the left or on the right, or in the middle. I normally choose the middle, so let's go with the middle. And you could clearly see that the pages have been numbered correctly. You don't need to be going page by page numbering them. So to take yourself out of this blurry page, you just have to double click it, or you choose close header and footer. Then you're back to your normal page. So as we are done here, the next thing to do is to create how do you call it, table of content. In another video or in another short episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to turn some pages or number some pages in Roman numerals, alphabetical order, and so on and so on. So I don't want this video to be long, so I'm going to do that in a different video. So we'll get back to that on that. So let's go ahead and create our table of content. To create a table of content, normally table of content is found at the beginning of the document. So we will have to put it in front of this. It has to come before this one. So we are going to click on top of it. Then we will come to insert. We will come to insert. Then we come to blank page. Under pages, you see blank page. You just click on blank page and you see a new fresh page will be open for you. So this is where we are going to put our table of content. This is where we are going to put our table of content. So to insert the table of content, the next thing you need to do is to come to reference. Reference. And on the far left side, you will see table of content. That's the first thing that you see. Click on it. And you have these options there. We have automatic table 1, automatic table 2, and we have the manual. We don't want to go through the manual process. We want the system to do everything for us so that everything will be fast and easy. So you can choose automatic table 1 and table 2. The only difference is how it's being titled. This is content, this is table of content. So normally let's go with it. The one that says table of content. So we are going to choose the automatic table 2. So I'll just select it. Then you will clearly see that my table of content has been done for me. Chapter 1 is telling me that chapter 1 starts from page 2. So if I come here, this is page 1 and this is page 2. So in our thesis, in our dissertations, in our articles, we will want the chapter 1 to start on page 1. We don't want it being on page 2 as indicated here. And to do that, we will need to break this page, this particular page, that's the table of content from the other pages. So we need to make this one a separate page which doesn't belong to these ones. So it's more or less like they are all in one group. So we need to take this one out of that group. So to take this one out of that group, we need to break it. So to break it, we click beneath it. Then when you click beneath it, you come to layout. Under layout, you see page setup. And inside page setup, you see breaks. You click on break, then you select next page. So automatically it breaks it from the other pages. So this one and this one are not in the same group anymore. So what we can do next here is to change the numbering. So to change it, and if you come here, you clearly see that the numbers have changed. Now it's starting from 1. I didn't even have to do the numbering because it sees it to be a different entity. It now sees this one to be a different group from this one. So this group starts from 1. So now automatically it's 1, 2, 3, and so on, right? So now let's go to the table of content and see if the changes have taken effect. So we could clearly see that the table of content has not updated itself. We are still seeing chapter 1 to be on page 2, and we are not going to do this manually. We are not going to go through one by one and do the changes. All that we need to do is click inside the table of content. You can click anywhere inside the table of content, and you get this option here, which is update table. You click on the update table, and you see that where it is updating the table of content of this of the following, select one of the following options. So update page numbers only, update entire table. So this one we are going to choose update entire table. Then we select OK. Then you see now the table of content have taken effect. So we see chapter 1 is on page 1. Now, if you come here, we have page 1. This one is the table of content has been numbered as page 1, whilst the chapter 1 is also page 1. We don't want that. We want this one to be a little bit different. So to make this one a little bit different, what we are going to do is I'm going to put this one in the Roman numeral format. So I'm going to click on the 1, double click on it. Then we get option. It gives us a different options here. So we select page number here. Then we choose format page numbers. When we come here, this is where we have number format. So we will select how we want it to be like. So I'm going to say in a Roman numerals format. Then I'll choose start from I, and I'll say OK. I double click inside to get everything sorted out. Now I can see my table of contents is having I, whilst chapter 1 is having 1, chapter 2 is 2, onwards. So in this tutorial, we were able to create a table of content and number our pages, format our table of content to suit what we want, and even do another additional thing, which was to create a Roman numeral numbering in our documentation. So this is the end of the video, and if you have any other questions, any suggestions, you can put it in the comment section and I'll get back to you. I'll try as much as possible to answer any questions. And if you have anything that you want to probably maybe discuss concerning Word document, Excel, PowerPoint, anything that you don't understand, you can hit me in my inbox and I'll get back to you on that. I will see you in the next video.